And so we talked a lot about the AFC. Let's get into the NFC. You might have said, but who's your pick to come out the NFC to get to the Super Bowl?
I like the Minnesota Vikings.
You like the Minnesota Vikings?
And I think that they're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC title game. I like the Minnesota Vikings to play Baltimore in the Super Bowl, and I like the Minnesota Vikings to win the Super Bowl.
So if Baltimore makes it, I know we talked about Jackson needing to win his first Super Bowl. Even if he makes it, if he goes against Minnesota, you're picking Minnesota over Baltimore.
I like Minnesota to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I don't think that there's a team in the league that can stop them.
Yeah, they're a great team. Minnesota, like I said, I thought Green Bay would have got them. They didn't. You picking Minnesota to beat Detroit. Detroit's defense is lackluster, as we know, and as I know, because my fantasy team lost because of that. Minnesota's just a great team. I like Sam's story and what he went through, and that he should get most improved. Because we're from Chicago, a lot of people have been talking about the rookies. Of course, who we have here is our starting quarterback, and Washington's quarterback is named Jayden Daniels.
Yes.
I know it's always hindsight. You can look, oh, we should have did this, should have did that. What do you think about the two rookies, the starting quarterback we have here in Chicago, and Jayden Daniels? What do you think about those two rookies?
Well, I think going back to coaching, you got one guy who has great competent coaching, and then you've got another guy who hasn't been developed, who hasn't been given and put in the positions to succeed at all. And so I look at the situations, and I like Jayden, but I feel like Caleb has all of the potential to do all of those same things. You just got to get him you got to get the right coach in there. You have to be able to build and develop these quarterbacks. So we're just talking about that with Baker Mayfield and with Sam Darnold. Like even the great Tom Brady was developed. Aaron Rodgers sat a few years. Patrick Mahomes sat a year behind Alex Smith. You got to get the right quarterback in. You have to get the right coaches in there to utilize these players' skill sets to put them in the best position as possible. It is a must.
Yes, that's very true. You got to get the right support. Got to get them in, like you said, the right support and the right system. Not every quarterback can just come into the NFL and be great. But Jayden Daniels is having a great rookie season. Is he your rookie of the year?
Oh, absolutely. Given the year that Jayden Daniels had, it's absolutely unanimous that he's the rookie of the year. Absolutely.
If he's drafted to Chicago, do you think he does the same thing?
I think he has a better season than what Caleb had, but I don't think that he has the same success. Just given the fact that you've got to have good coaching, and the Bears, unfortunately, do not and never have. I think that the Bears might have won maybe like 8 or 9 games, but we see the mistakes that all of the consistent mistakes that Eberflus made. No, I don't think that the Bears. You cannot win in the NFL without good coaching. It's just been shown time and time and time again.
Does the Redskins make it to the playoffs with Caleb?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't want to say that they do or they don't, because of the legendary historic rookie campaign that Jayden had. But Caleb Williams had ties with Cliff Kingsbury. The Bears had the opportunity to interview Cliff Kingsbury and didn't go with him. And he essentially moved on to Washington. And look at didn't make much sense because him and Caleb are definitely have that relationship, but. I'm just going to focus on the fact that Jayden had a historic rookie season, and the talk should just be about how special he has been, and what he has meant for the for the Commanders. And I do think that they have an opportunity over the next several years to position themselves as a powerhouse in the National Football League.
Man, that's So our last subject I want to talk to you about, Patrick, I know you mentioned college football. Who is your college football playoff champion?
I think Ohio State. The way after Ohio State, after the way Ohio State looked
Dismantled.
last
They
night, I think it's
dismantled Oregon.
tore them apart. Didn't stand a chance. Didn't stand a chance. I like Ohio State
Ohio
to
State.
win a national title. I know that they're going to be going down there to the Cotton Bowl to play Texas in their backyard. But the way that they looked on last night, it's hard for me to imagine anybody beating the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think the Ohio State Buckeyes will be the 2025 national champs.
They didn't. They made Oregon is an undefeated team. Undefeated team, and they made them look like they're the last place team in the Big Ten. They beat them up. They beat them up worse than they beat up Indiana at Ohio State.
Yeah, that is the truth.
Well, man, Patrick, man, I just want to thank you, bro, for coming on and doing this with me. It's been something that we've talked about for years about possibly doing, and I appreciate you just jumping on and coming talk to me and interviewing with me, and appreciate you. Love you so much, bro.
Love you, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me on.
All right, man. You have a great day.
You too.
All right, bye.